Right now, a nursing home administrator is criticizing elected officials as he struggles with a staffing crisis. His message to the board members. Also, leaders at UW-Madison continue to speak out after anti-Semitic chalk writings are found around campus. And later, as the world remembers Queen Elizabeth II, find out how her legacy lives on in a central Wisconsin city. Welcome to News 3 Now. We will get to those stories in just a bit, but first, there are a lot of outdoor events going on throughout the weekend, starting with high school football tonight. So what can we expect from the weather? Let's check your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Chris Reese.
Hey, I'm happy to say high school football should go off without a hitch. It is comfortable. If you've looked outside, you can't even find a cloud in the sky. If you look to the east, you look towards the north and west, and yeah, maybe you start to notice a little bit more in the way of cloud cover, but it's comfortable. 79 is where our temperature does stand right now. Winds are out of the south at 11 miles per hour. The dew point has come up a little bit to 60. We're going to start to see a little bit more moisture getting into the air, especially ahead of those rain chances that are on the way. We'll fall throughout the 70s for the rest of the night. By midnight, we're back into the upper 60s at this point. In fact, we'll cool all the way down to 60 for your overnight low. Then we'll start to go the other way, but we will not warm up all that much. The reason for it, we're going to have a lot more cloud cover and a lot of showers moving into the picture for your Saturday. You see that on radar to our north and west right now. We're going to time that out, talking about how that impacts things like the farmers market and Badger football coming up in just a bit.
A crisis of staffing is exposing a crisis of culture among Dane County's leaders. After the departure of a department head several weeks ago, a division leader is sitting down with investigative reporter Naomi Coles, criticizing county board members for disrespecting and not trusting its managers. She joins us now. Naomi?
Badger Prairie Nursing Home Administrator Bill Brotzman has one message to the county board. Let him do his job. I visited the home this week to see for myself the staffing crisis he's talking about and to understand why he's taking this very public step in criticizing the elected officials who control his budget. For years, Badger Prairie has taken patients more challenging than other nursing homes can care for.
And so that's our specialty.
Now the staffing crisis hitting most homes nationwide, it's here.
You see a lot of double shifts, 16-hour shifts. It's not uncommon to have someone work 80 hours of regular time and 40 hours of overtime in a pay period.
But with it came boiling tensions exposing deepening divides between Dane County's managers and its elected board. Administrator Bill Brotzman didn't mince words in our interview.
Some members of the county board have still made it clear that they don't trust our leadership team here and the managers to make the proper decisions.
He's talking about a committee decision last week, punting on a $330,000 contract for more travel nurses to plug the gaps. Board members chose to delay a vote until they consult with the county's employee groups. That's the modern version of its pre-Act 10 unions.
They have no business in our operations. They are not subject matter experts. These individuals haven't even set foot in our building, ever. And they're being asked to come in and provide us guidance on our operational decisions.
His words echoed another's. Badger Prairie is a division of Dane County's Human Services Department whose director left in July. The Wisconsin State Journal reported her fiery resignation letter where she blasted the county for disrespecting its managers and relying on employee groups while citing a, quote, corrosive and caustic culture.
Politics are getting in the way of health care and care acuity decisions for our residents.
I took his words to County Board Chair Patrick Miles. What's your response?
Here we have a situation where at the 11th hour they're bringing this contract.
Miles points to deteriorating communication between county managers and the board.
We have a long history in Dane County of appreciation and respect for the democratic collaborative process that employee representation brings.
Brotzman isn't resigning, but he has a warning.
We're getting dangerously close to having to make some much more extreme decisions regarding the operations of the facility.
He's talking about refusing new patients and closing areas of the building. What does the county board do to stave off departures in the future?
I'm not going to make any apologies for us doing our job.
That was board chair Patrick Miles. He sat down with me for a much longer conversation. I'll be airing that on For the Record this Sunday at 10:30. I also checked in with the county's executive, Joe Parisi. He told me policymakers should be listening to those who have the expertise and background to run the nursing home. I have more from him and the employee groups we were talking about all online right now, channel3000.com.
The man accused in the Waukesha Christmas parade attack is withdrawing his plea of not guilty by reason of insanity. Today was supposed to be Darrell Brooks' last hearing before his trial in 24 days, but defense attorneys asked for it to be rescheduled because Brooks had a tooth abscess. The judge agreed and rescheduled the trial for Monday, September 19th. Brooks did not give a reason for withdrawing his plea. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is confirming that Sheriff Calvin Barrett's election challenger has been placed on administrative leave. Detective Anthony Hamilton, who's challenging Barrett in November's election for the top post in the department, says he was placed on administrative leave and escorted out of the Sheriff's Department building yesterday. Hamilton claims he was told he was being placed on leave for sharing confidential information. His leave also comes just days after he filed a civil lawsuit against Barrett. News 3 Now has reached out to Barrett's campaign for a response, but has not yet heard back. This Sunday marks the 21st anniversary of the September 11th terrorist attacks. The Janesville Fire Department will be holding a remembrance ceremony in honor of the thousands killed and injured. The ceremony is open to the public and will begin at 7:35 Sunday morning at Firehouse Park's 9/11 Memorial. It will include comments from Janesville firefighters Local 580 leaders and conclude with a moment of silence at 7:46, the same time the first alarm sounded at New York City firehouses the day of the attack. Because the date is on a Sunday this year, Madison College held their 9/11 remembrance ceremony this morning at its Truex campus. Calvin Barrett was the guest speaker at the event, meant to remember those we lost that day and what we lost collectively as a nation. Sheriff Barrett also wanted to remember those we've lost because of diseases that were caused from extended exposure to ground zero. For a comprehensive list of 9/11 memorials taking place this weekend, visit our website, channel3000.com. Leaders at the University of Wisconsin-Madison are condemning anti-Semitic messages written in chalk at locations around campus this week. Now, according to a statement from Vice Chancellor Lori Reeser, the messages targeted Jewish student groups and called them racist and genocidal. In a separate statement, UW's Hillel Foundation called the messages, quote, discriminatory and antithetical to the University of Wisconsin we know and love.
If we want to have a fierce and vociferous debate about ideas, have discussions around politics and worldviews, or identity in Jewish community and non-Jewish community and all sorts of identity communities, there are places in which to do that.
Steinberger went on to say the vice chancellor calling the incident anti-Semitism immediately was most welcome, but is only the first step. Madison police say they have not received any more reports of dangerous cords being strung across a bike trail on the city's southwest side after stepping up patrols in that area. Those cords began appearing across a bridge on the Badger State Trail near Allied Drive late last month. Police began patrolling the area and also found cords strung up. Eventually, the instances stopped without police catching the person involved, but the investigation continues. Drivers in Madison will have to slow down on another stretch of road starting Monday. As of September 12th, the speed limit on less than a mile of Old Salk Road between Westfield Road and the Beltline will drop from 35 to 30. Digital signboards will line the stretch of road to remind drivers of the lower limit, and permanent signs will also reflect that change. The city's Vision Zero program aims to reduce the number of traffic-related injuries and deaths across Madison. Still ahead, the DNR needs help with teaching the next generation of hunters how you can become an instructor. Plus, the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival is celebrating a big milestone this weekend. What you can expect.
Slumberland Furniture has savings up to 50% off list prices, or in some cases, even more, at our Labor Day sale on now. Shop our big selection of sectionals, sofas, recliners, dining, and bedrooms. Shop the huge Labor Day sale on now.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. So join us on air, online, and in your village.
and take time for kids.
Think crime is bad now? Mandela Barnes would make it worse. Barnes would eliminate cash bail even after the Waukesha Christmas parade attack, supports amnesty and sanctuary cities for illegals, and had worked for a radical group that wants to defund the police. Barnes has a long record of smearing police while spending your tax dollars on security for himself. Mandela Barnes, wrong on crime, dangerous for Wisconsin. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
With the right tools and a little hard work, you can do it yourself. And with the right kind of paint, you can finish the job faster. Pittsburgh Paints and Stains exceeds your expectations with products that can cover your walls in one coat. So instead of another coat of paint, you can finally get outside. One coat paint means time better spent. Pittsburgh Paints and Stains, exclusively at Menards.
Get up to 50% off list prices or more at our Labor Day mattress sale at Slumberland Furniture. Like this special purchase Sealy Posturepedic for just $5.99, or this ultra firm Sealy Posturepedic for $10.99. For your easiest shopping ever, Slumberland Furniture.
Welcome back. The Wisconsin DNR is looking for volunteers to teach hunter safety. There are two ways to become a volunteer instructor. You can either serve as an apprentice under a sponsoring instructor and assist with at least 2 complete courses, or attend a 1 or 2 day certification training session hosted by a DNR outdoor skills trainer. The DNR provides the materials and equipment required to teach a hunter education class. To learn more, just visit the DNR's website. Today marks the start of the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival in Jefferson. Josh Sprider stopped by the Jefferson County Fair Park today for a preview in the 608. This year, the festival is celebrating 20 years as the Midwest's premier sheep and fiber festival. You will find 100 fiber classes with instructors from 11 states, sheep shearing demonstrations, and a newborn lamb display. There's also the country store with 122 vendors from 16 states.
It's a very diverse industry, you know, from fiber to meat to milk. All 3 products are produced by sheep throughout the area. One of the unique things about the livestock species of sheep is that we do get 3 products from them instead of some of the others that just focus on 1 or 2 products. So, so just come learn, talk to producers, talk to hand spinners, talk to the fiber arts people.
The Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival runs today through Sunday. Tickets are still available. For more information, just go to channel3000.com. When we come back, meet 2 athletes competing in this weekend's Ironman and why they're not just racing against the competition, but also time. Plus, find out how a small Wisconsin city is forever sewn into Queen Elizabeth II's legacy through one of the smallest and unexpected ways. And who's going to get rain over the weekend? Chris has a complete look at the forecast when we come back.
Hy-Vee hot deals are super hot this Friday through Sunday. Our special recipe brats, 8 for only $12. Plus, get a 16-cent fuel saver. And Doritos or Ruffles, only $1.88 each when you buy 2. Check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjords furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Right now at the Century House, purchase any Fjords furniture and receive up to 20% off. All models, all sizes, all colors. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjords furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
Look, we knew the other side would make up lies about me to scare you. Now they're claiming I want to defund the police and abolish ICE. That's a lie. I'll make sure our police have the resources and training they need to keep our communities safe. And that our communities have the resources to stop crime before it happens. I'll bring back manufacturing. And I'll pass a middle-class tax cut. And if that's too scary for Washington, then so be it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
I'm gonna miss you.
At Prudential, we can't tell you when your kids will finally go out on their own. But we can at least make sure that when they do, you're ready. That's why millions rely on us for the rock-solid strength that helps you plan for and achieve your retirement dreams. Whichever road you take, who's your rock?
Hy-Vee hot deals are super hot this Friday through Sunday. General Mills family size cereal only $1.99. That Smart cottage cheese only 99 cents. And Hy-Vee One Step potatoes only 99 cents. Check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
As the world mourns the loss of England's longest reigning monarch, part of Queen Elizabeth II's legacy has a city in Wisconsin sewn right into it. Our Catherine Merck has more on the historic mark that's left in Fort Atkinson.
It's right here at the Hoard Historical Museum in Fort Atkinson where the Queen's legacy is being remembered. It proves it spreads far beyond the country where she ruled and in the smallest ways possible.
It's definitely the end of an era for not only England, but also for the world.
Who would have thought that a little city in the middle of Wisconsin would have the memory of the Queen of England stitched in its past?
Well, it's definitely a claim to fame. You know, there aren't too many things that we have in Fort Atkinson that we can say went to royalty.
To understand the connection, we have to go back to 1947.
Fort Atkinson was the home of the Better Socks knitting mill. They made socks and hosiery for people around the turn of the 20th century. When Princess Elizabeth announced that she was going to get married, a nice woman from Neenah wrote her a note saying, is there anything that she could use to help with her wedding preparations? And Princess Elizabeth wrote back and said she could use stockings because at that point England was still under wartime restrictions from World War II and stockings weren't readily available.
So the Queen's wedding socks were made right here? Well, we can't be too sure.
So we know that Better Sock stockings were sent to Princess, later Queen Elizabeth, prior to her wedding, and that she did have them in her possession. As to where she's wearing them, you know, in this picture on her wedding day, if she has Better Sock stockings on, don't know, but it's a good chance.
Perhaps its only purpose could be to show that a royal monarch has the same needs as everybody else.
That she was such a normal person that what she asked for on her wedding day was socks.
Whether she wore the socks on one of her most important days of her life or just appreciated the gesture, this shows part of the Queen's life had this state threaded inside of it.
It's a wonderful part of her legacy, very near and dear to both Fort Atkinson and obviously Queen Elizabeth.
Reporting in Fort Atkinson, I'm Catherine Merck with News 3 Now.
Well, if you're going to the Badger football game, check out this map. The university is planning a stripe out. Each section of the stadium has been assigned either red or white to help coordinate the fully striped look in the Stadium Bowl. Fans sitting in the student section should wear all white. Tomorrow's game kicks off at 2:30 against the Washington State Cougars. There will also be a flyover right before kickoff. Some first warned traffic notes for your weekend plans downtown as thousands plan to take part in Ironman Wisconsin. Racers will be swimming, biking, and running across the downtown area and greater Dane County. It kicks off at 6:45 a.m. There's a stretch of John Nolan Drive that's going to be closed for the better part of the day for the biking portion. Near the Alliant Energy Center, the Rimrock Road ramps on and off the Beltline will be closed along with Badger Road. A number of other streets will also be closed for the running competition. You can find all of the details on channel3000.com. And two friends from Arizona, one with cerebral palsy, the other facing a terminal cancer diagnosis, are aiming to become Ironmen this weekend. Timothy Bolin and Patrick Canyon's relationship has flourished throughout Tim's nonprofit, Together We Live. It pairs athletes with folks like Patrick, who was born with cerebral palsy. To accomplish the feat, the two team up using specialized equipment, allowing Tim to perform the swimming, cycling, and running over the 130-mile race with Patrick every step of the way.
As long as the Lord is letting me do this physically, I'm going to do whatever it takes on race day to get to the finish, to get this done.
In 2020, Tim learned he had terminal cancer and given just 7 years to live, but he says he is focusing on the here and now with plans to cross that finish line together with Patrick. And we wish Tim and Patrick the best of luck. Now let's check back in with Chris for a complete look at your weekend forecast.
Hey, we are going to be looking at some heavier rain moving into the picture. One of the things I'm watching is the excessive rainfall outlook. Now, this is a product that comes from a national level. It comes from the Weather Prediction Center in Washington, D.C. But nonetheless, they're highlighting parts of southern Wisconsin with a marginal risk for excessive rainfall. This is Saturday. Let's push this forward into Sunday, and we see a slight risk of excessive rainfall, especially over central and eastern parts of Wisconsin. So yeah, we definitely need to watch the water levels as we go into the weekend. I'm not super concerned, but nonetheless, the chance is there. Saturday, 70, the forecast high. We'll see increase in clouds. Most of that rain arrives a little bit later. By Sunday, it's really going to be a struggle to get those temperatures into the mid-60s. At that point. But here we are live looking to the east now from our station tower camera. A beautiful shot. You can't even see any cloud cover out there. Now, if I turn it to the west, yes, we're seeing some clouds, especially to the north and west. This is where that cold front is right now. Lightning and thunder working across parts of the Northwoods near Rhinelander at this point, but the showers go all the way back towards parts of the Central Plains. And this sole front slowly begins to push its way farther to the south as we look ahead. Right now, it's stalled out to our north and west. Cold front on the southern side. That cold front will hopefully help drag that area of low pressure farther to the east and get this through here. But the slower it moves, the more rain that we are likely to see. That being said, I've got your final drive forecast tonight. The pick game this week, it's Southwestern and Eastern Dubuque Co-op at Belleville. Things are going to be dry for that game. Getting ready to kick off in about an hour. Temperatures will be into the 70s. We stay pleasant. Rain should hold off. You might notice a little bit of cloud cover moving in, though, especially by the end of that game. Badger football tomorrow. Tailgating early on. Temperatures will be into the 60s to around 70. We're generally cloudy. It's not until a little bit later, halftime towards fifth quarter, that we start to see more of those raindrops coming in. I want to take a moment to walk you through that. This is Future Track, right? We're planning your Saturday. Lunchtime. Temperatures are into the upper 60s, right around 70. A couple spotty showers towards the north and west. Kickoff, still a couple spotty showers to the north and west. Now we're at 6 o'clock. More of that rain starts to move into the picture at that point. A wider view really shows these showers as they start to get going overnight and early tomorrow, but the main axis of that moisture doesn't move in truly until the afternoon and evening. The question is just how long does it stick around? Because there's still some model disagreement here, but some of those models really keep this rain coming even back towards us from the west as we start to move towards Monday and into Tuesday. So a cooler weekend. Sunday, we're going to struggle to get those temperatures into the mid-60s. 60 could be the high on Sunday. 64 Monday, still some showers, but we start to dry out. After that, we'll recover with temperatures into the upper 70s.
And returning to campus tonight is some of Badger Nation's most decorated athletes as they get inducted into the school's Hall of Fame. We got more from the ceremony coming up in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Look, we knew the other side would make up lies about me to scare you. Now they're claiming I want to defund the police and abolish ICE. That's a lie. I'll make sure our police have the resources and training they need to keep our community safe. And that our communities have the resources to stop crime before it happens. I'll bring back manufacturing. And I'll pass a middle-class tax cut. And if that's too scary for Washington, then so be it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Oh, great. My wireless bill just went up.
Should have gone with US Cellular. They aren't raising prices on any of their plans.
Seriously?
Yeah, my price won't increase.
Well, that is refreshing. I feel like everywhere you turn these days, prices are going up.
Supply chain got us too. Don't get me started on the overhead costs.
At US Cellular, every plan for everyone is price protected.
You know, I respect a female entrepreneur.
U.S. Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
New Astapro Allergy, now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour storage-free spray. While other allergy sprays take hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
In 1983, Senator Johnson's daughter was born with a serious heart defect. Dedicated doctors and nurses saved her life. Family became the most important thing in his life, and it still is. He has always enjoyed the simple things in life: the outdoors, fishing, hiking, camping, cross-country skiing, Packer and Badger games, rec league softball, and playing guitar. And did I mention fishing? As a U.S. Senator, he fought to secure tax cuts for 95% of American Main Street businesses so they could stay competitive with the big guys and survive the pandemic. His right to try law has given terminal patients freedom and hope and saved many lives. And his Joseph Project has transformed lives by helping people get good-paying jobs and be proud of earning their own success. Senator Johnson went to Washington for all the right reasons. I should know because I am that daughter, and I've been watching my dad help others for 39 years.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
It all comes down to the final drive. News 3 Now brings you the big play highlights and scores from Southern Wisconsin high school football action. Don't miss the final drive. Fridays on News 3 Now at 10.
The Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2022 was officially inducted into UW's Hall of Fame Park this afternoon. The 11-member class started the weekend celebrating, posing for pictures with their family while watching the unveiling of their plaques. And for this class, headlined by Travis Beckham, Hillary Knight, and Jordan Taylor, having their names forever up on the board is something hard to put into words.
I can't say it's necessarily a dream come true because I don't think you necessarily sign up to be inducted into a Hall of Fame. You just want all the trophies, but to have an extra one and be celebrated alongside other greats is I would say, a dream come true in that respect.
Just the fact that I'm representing the university for the rest of my life, and I know that was one of the things that I wanted to essentially end my football career with, just to see it up there with alongside of these other guys is huge, and I'm very fortunate to have my name up on that board.
Badger volleyball on the road this weekend, and they've got a top 15 matchup tonight with 14th-ranked Kentucky. Wisconsin took the first set with ease right now, and this match is in the second set, and it's close. We're going to have highlights from the showdown tonight at 10 after the final drive. The Packers will get their new season going on Sunday against division rival the Vikings. And before heading into the weekend, Matt LaFleur provided some injury updates for the Week 1 border battle. Alan Lazard is doubtful, while both David Bakhtiari and Elton Jenkins are questionable. The good news, Robert Tonyan is expected to play. And as far as the rivalry goes, Green Bay has won 4 of the last 6, and they say they feel right at home at U.S. Bank Stadium.
It's always fun playing in Minnesota. It's always fun playing any, division game. So we're just excited. We just got to control those emotions. First game, everybody's, emotions are going to be through the roof.
You got the loud horn, the skull claps, and so it gets you going. You feel the energy, but you also see some green and gold in there as well. So and they're cheering. So I know I like playing there.
There we have it.
There we have it.
All right, quick recap.
Yeah, we're going to see some rain coming into the picture tomorrow. Be prepared for that, folks.
All right, have a great evening, everyone. We'll see you back here at 10.